10 wild animals in Poland. Poland is a European country located in the central part of the continent, south of the Baltic Sea. It is the fifth most populous country of the European Union, has been inhabited for thousands of years, and became very diverse in terms of culture starting in late antiquity. An interesting part of the country that I wanted to tackle is its wildlife. In light of that, I have listed the best of it, and I hope you will love learning what animals live in Poland. On place 10, European hedgehog. The European hedgehog, also known as the West European hedgehog or the common hedgehog, is a species of hedgehog native to almost all of Europe, from the Iberian Peninsula to Scandinavia. It has also been introduced to New Zealand. This hedgehog is very common within its range, and it is a known garden dweller, where it is largely appreciated for its tendency to feed on lots of garden pests. On place 9, roe deer. The roe deer, also known as the European roe or the Western roe deer, is a species of deer native to almost all of Europe and into the Middle East, except for a few insular areas. It hides in dense woodlands during the day and emerges into more open agricultural areas at dusk. In Poland, it is participating in hybridization, particularly with the Siberian roe deer, and it is very difficult for hunters to know what their target is now. On place 8, white stork. The white stork is a large species of bird native to Eurasia, the Middle East, Western Asia, and North Africa, but migrating to the Arabian Peninsula and sub-Saharan Africa during the winter. About 1/4 of the world's population of white storks lives in Poland, roughly 52,500 pairs, and the country is known for its many migratory birds. White storks are known to disrupt the electricity supply in Poland by nesting on top of pylons, which is why poles have been modified, and man-made stork nests started to appear. On place 7, wild boar. The wild boar, also known as the wild pig, the wild swine, the common wild pig, or the Eurasian wild pig, is a species of suid native to Eurasia and North Africa, and introduced to other continents such as Oceania and the Americas. It is a highly versatile omnivore that can fit into almost any sort of habitat, and feed on practically anything, hence its success as a species. A particular threat to the wild boar in Poland is the swine plague, which spreads very rapidly. On place 6, red deer. The red deer is one of the largest deer species in the world. It is also fairly widespread and very common within its range, and is one of Europe's most well-known animals. It has been hunted for centuries, and its antlers are kept for decorative purposes. This deer is a symbol of nobility, and it has been featured in cave art, dating as far back as 40,000 years ago. On place 5, Eurasian lynx. The Eurasian lynx is a medium-sized species of wildcat native to much of Europe, but also Central Asia, Siberia, the Himalayas, and the Tibetan Plateau. It is elusive and alert, and lives in the heights of the mountains, at up to 5,500 meters above sea level. In Poland, there are about 285 Eurasian lynxes. Their two main populations are located in the northeastern part of the country, mainly the Białowieża forest, and in the southeastern areas, in the Carpathian Mountains. On place 4, Grey wolf. The gray wolf is one of the most iconic animals in the world, and one which has had a particularly long history of interaction with humans. It is fairly common throughout all of the northern hemisphere, although on the decline. There are several hundreds of thousands of individuals in the world. The wolf is a specialized pack hunter that primarily feeds on large, wild-hoofed mammals, but also livestock, carrion, small animals, and even garbage. On place 3, Tatra chamois. The Tatra chamois is a subspecies of the chamois native to the Tatra Mountains of Poland and Slovakia. It lives all around the area, and underwent high highs and low lows in terms of population. While there were only 160 individuals left at the turn of the 21st century, there are now more than 1,000. In order to save the species, conservation efforts were made, and tourism was strictly regulated, while poaching was more controlled. On place 2, Eurasian beaver. The Eurasian beaver, also known as the European beaver, is a species of beaver native to much of Eurasia, from Eastern Europe and Scotland to central Russia. After being hunted to near extinction at the beginning of the 20th century, it has now recovered and has much larger numbers. In Poland, it is fairly common, as there are about 100,000 individuals in the country, and the population is still growing. However, the Eurasian beaver was said to be responsible for flooding, and 150 of them were culled by Polish authorities. On place 1, European bison. The European bison, also known as the European buffalo, the wisent, is a species of bison that can be found in very small, scattered areas across Europe and into Western Asia. In Poland, it is quite common in the UNESCO-protected, ancient Białowieża forest, and it is one of the country's national animals. In fact, the last European bison in Poland was killed in 1921 year, but thanks to reintroduction and conservation efforts, the species has recovered in terms of numbers.